I don't know how I haven't thought to do this up to this point, but I've been doing injections for about 2 years now, and nobody walked me through the steps, what I really needed. I had to kind of figure it out all on my own. So I'm here. I want to share that with you now and help you take on this unfortunate weekly reality of those of us who have to inject. I'm going to give you a dry run here. I'm not actually going to use any of my supplies, but okay, so you want rubbing alcohol. You're going to need to bring 2 of these. You will put the rubbing alcohol on these, obviously, and then you will take your solution with the alcohol on the pad. You will rub off all the germs that are right on this little pad here. After that, do not touch it. Using your syringe with your 18 gauge, like however much the amount you're injecting is, first you are going to assemble these. You're going to pull air to that amount. You will stick the needle in here, flip it upside down, and then you will push the air that you just drew into it, and then you will draw the same amount of liquid. You want to make sure there's not bubbles. A lot of the times you can prevent that by drawing more than you need, because then you can kind of push them out. Once that is done, you are done with your 18. So you unscrew it, and you have to make sure that you have a bin where you put your needles, like a biohazard bin. Some people buy the hospital ones. I actually super glued laundry soap, like a big laundry soap container. I super glued the cap back on and then did an X at the top, so I'm able to push the needles in, but they're not able to come out. So once you have the solution in here and it's been drawn in, the reason you have to use the 18 is it has the bigger hole. If you try to draw with the 25, you will not get any solution. It'll pull against you and it will not work. Once you have the solution in here, then you attach this, which is your 25 gauge needle. You'll screw it on the same way. Then the fun begins. With your second swab, you will put alcohol on again. And this is for people who do intramuscular. For me, I do intramuscular where I can see it. I do not like the whole idea of like shooting it in the gluteus maximus or anything, because I have more control being able to see it. So the way you measure it is from the top of your knee, your hand width, okay? And then a little bit over here. So your aim's going to be right in here. Same thing on the other side. Some people ice. I don't ice. I actually find the icing makes the skin more sensitive. And you will take your alcohol swab and you will clean the area. Then you will stretch the skin tight with these 2 fingers, making sure that your needle cap is already off. And then you are going to count down from 3, okay? I know it can be scary, the idea that I'm pushing a needle into my leg. You almost have to tell yourself, like, when I get to the end of 3, no matter what, I'm doing this. I breathe out as I push the needle in. Now, you are not going to inject the solution until this needle is only showing about that much in your skin, okay? You have to get all the way down to the muscle. I've seen a lot of people have a lot of trouble with the mental of giving yourself a shot weekly and the fear that comes with that. The way that I look at it is it's for a purpose. Like if you don't inject and if you don't do this weekly, you're not going to get the results that you're hoping for. So you have to kind of mentally prepare yourself and tell yourself, like, we are in this, we are on this journey, and this is just part of it. So once you've injected, You will then pull the needle out all the way, put the cap back on, make sure you put the full needle into the biohazard bin, whether it's a medical one or what I use. And then you will put a Band-Aid on that spot. It might bleed, it might not. Now, what I recommend when it comes to if you hit a nerve or if you hit something that feels like it's not going in, I have not had good results by taking out and trying a different area. Instead, what I do is just breathe and continue to slowly push until it's down to that point. It might hurt a little bit more, but you're already in. You don't want to poke yourself twice if you don't have to. I know this is not a fun part of it. It sucks, but it's also really worth it, right? So for needles, Amazon.com sells them in the 100 packs. Okay, so this isn't, just look for like reputable, look for good reviews and stuff, and you can find the 18 gauge. I think I got this for like $6. And then you wanted the disposable syringe. Now, make sure it's luer lock. If it's not luer lock, what will happen is when you stick the needle onto the, what looks like almost like a pencil tip, when you try to inject, it'll actually fire the needle off. I almost had one break off in my skin by doing that. So the luer lock, it holds onto it. It's a twist on. I would not ever use one that's not luer lock because you're just going to waste your solution. I want everyone to know that you are strong, you rock, and you're not alone in this. Okay, we all have to go through all of us on the injection journey have to do it. And it's not pleasant, but it is what it is, and it is for a purpose. Feel free to reach out to me if you need any other help, but I hope this walkthrough has helped you feel like you're not just alone on it.